Hey, good morning everybody, and thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Shaving with Chief. I'm the Chief, and this morning I'm going to be trying out a new acquisition that I recently acquired, and that's my Nichigi Diamond Hayashi Swedish steel Japanese-made vintage razor. And I've been looking to try to find one of these for quite some time. A couple months back, I spoke to the Stallion, and he highly recommended these extra hollow Japanese NOS or new old stock razors. And I've been looking for them, but I found one off A-Frames Tokyo, and I'm really excited to try this morning. I'm kind of sticking to like a Japanese theme shave. As a child, I always loved Japanese culture. I spent 2 weeks in Tokyo and Kyoto last year, and I really loved it. So I was really fortunate enough to pick up Tallow and Steel's Morikami, which is a special edition soap that was recently released back in the South Florida Wet Shavers meetup that was back in June. Yeah, so the dates are right here. SFWS, 2020 in June. This is a really interesting soap. Tallow and Steel is a Canadian-based artisan, right? And if I were to kind of like put them into a category or describe what they are to me, they're kind of like the Whole Foods of wet shaving, in my opinion. The beef that they use is all tallowed, rendered in-house using locally sourced, pasture-raised, grass-fed beef. It's all local. All the ingredients, every single one of these ingredients are organic. And they scent their soaps using essential oils only, so not fragrance oils or anything else. They only essential oils. So everything's very natural. Even the container itself, if you actually look at this label, I don't know if you can tell, but it's it's kind of like a cloth, a mesh cloth. Same with their splash. So their splash is a mesh cloth, and this is actually a glass bottle. So they're very natural, very health conscious. All about locally sourced ingredients. They are what I would consider super premium. This is a 3-ounce soap, and typically their soaps go for about $8 an ounce. This set cost me $60, so it's quite expensive. The splash is a witch hazel based splash. So if you're looking for something that's not going to irritate your skin, all their splashes are witch hazel based. But the soap smells magnificent. It kind of reminds me of, I get a lot of grapefruit and yuzu. And I can tell you why, because actually on the front of their label, it actually gives percentages of all the oils that they put in this soap, which I think is really cool. It says 56% Florida grapefruit, 19% yuzu, 7% Douglas fir, 5% Japanese pine, and it goes on down the line. So the amount of craftsmanship and detail that they put into this is pretty magnificent. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I look forward to using this morning. Unfortunately, I don't have a Japanese brush, so I'm going to be trying out my brand new Leonidum. I recently acquired this off the Damn Fine Shave Forums, and this is the Nova. I absolutely love this handle. It has a cool little coin right there, and this is a hand-tied knot from Italy. So I look forward to, using it this morning. So that being said, let me go ahead and, start lathering up. Let me build a pretty good load here. I've never used Tallow and Steel products before, so I'm just going to use my standard 30-second or so load. But it is very kind of grapefruit and yuzu forward, as you would expect from the percentages of the essential oils used, and it does smell really nice. But being that I was raised in Florida, this just set is kind of special to me. I wasn't going to pick it up originally because it was $60. And then, one of the best enablers in wet shaving, Ken Klitschko over at Shave 326 hit me up and mentioned that they had some of these left on their website. So I ended up actually buying the very last set that was available. Which is really cool to me because, like I said, I was pretty much raised in Florida. I spent 15 years of my childhood there. Japanese culture is a culture that I'm in love with. And what this soap does is it combines those two things. The soap is named after George Morikami. Morikami is not a Japanese word, but somebody's name. George Morikami owned a farm in Florida. He was a Japanese citizen who came over. He owned a farm, and he actually donated it to become a museum and park. So there's actually in Palm Beach, Florida, which is about 25 minutes of where I was raised. There's a Morikami museum and park there, which I think is really cool. So like what that essentially means to me is that Tallow and Steel is just a very, very well thought out, well planned, considerate company. If you consider, the sourcing of all their ingredients, the packaging, the fact that it illustrates the specific percentages of all the oils, the way they name their products, the way their splashes come in glass, they're just very, very conscious of their overall impact to the environment. And I think it's very, very thoughtful that they thought to combine Florida with Japanese culture, name their soap Morikami, because they were doing the South Florida Wet Shavers meetup. So it's just very, very, that's cool, There's a lot of thought that obviously went into that. But yeah, definitely super premium. Most of their soaps range, they're about $18, $19 on their site. They are somewhat limited kind of releases. They do constantly restock, but they aren't large releases. I've actually been looking to try Tallow and Steel for quite some time. The scent is really, really nice. I literally feel like I just slathered up with a grapefruit. So, I mean, for me, that's quite pleasant. It smells very, very natural, as you would expect. Now, it's been a long, long time since I've used anything under a 9/8. So it's funny, when I picked up this razor, I didn't quite know how to hold it. It just seems very, very small in my hands. It just feels foreign. So I hit up Anthony yesterday, and he told me to take it kind of easy and be careful and prioritize technique, because these extra hollow grinds can cut you pretty quick. So let's see how it goes. Razor's just singing. Yeah, it's difficult to hold these little baby things. I don't know how y'all do it. I'm used to that extra long monkey tail. Man, that sound is great though. I've been really wanting to get into the vintage game, so I feel very fortunate I was able to find this razor. And if you're not familiar with A-Frames Tokyo, Mr. Aoki over there runs that shop, and his prices are pretty phenomenal. This razor was $215, which isn't bad at all for a high quality Swedish steel straight. There's got to be a better way to hold this thing. It's like a baby razor. Yeah, I think the most challenging thing about this razor is how small it is. I'm used to those extra long monkey tails and those big beefy blades. It's I don't know. The spine is very, very thin too. Yeah, the soap seems to be performing well. All right, pretty solid first pass. I somehow gave myself a little cut over here. I think I wasn't paying attention to that point. No big deal. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I got a couple new acquisitions lately that I've been wanting to try, and this was definitely one of them. Got a couple new soaps to my den. Look forward to trying. I did end up buying that carbon stainless steel razor. I went with a C+ plate, and that actually shipped Monday, so I should have that shortly. Look forward to making a video on that. My haircut and shave razor still hasn't shipped. It was supposed to ship yesterday. To be honest, I'm debating on just canceling that order. There's something about the aesthetics that I just don't like. And for a razor of that price, like, I mean, it can shave beautifully, right? But if it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing to me, then I'm not gonna love it, you know? I already have many razors that shave really, really well. And the more and more I kind of look at those pictures and I hear about the reviews and the pass around, the more I kind of question how much I'm gonna like that handle specifically. So yeah, if it doesn't ship today or tomorrow, I might end up canceling it. So my first kind of, I don't know, thoughts and feelings on the soap is it performs well. I wouldn't say that it's a, in terms of objective performance, I wouldn't say that it's a top tier base. But it really depends on your priorities. I mean, if you are really kind of environmentally conscious and want to support a Canadian-based artisan who really focuses on, you know, not impacting the environment and, you know, helping out local farms and utilizing packaging that's you know, not going to harm the environment, not using plastic bottles, then go for it. It is really expensive though. It is. So it's kind of in that kind of niche, super premium market for sure. All right, across the grain. I don't know how to hold this thing. It really is a struggle. Man, I love that sound though. It is so easy to do across the grain with these smaller blades. My God. Maybe that's why I struggle so much. Maybe it's not my technique. Maybe it's just these oversized razors. I doubt it though. It's definitely a little bit of both. Those big razors, like, unless you have like really good technique and experience, you're gonna struggle with them if you're just starting out like I was. Other than the grip though, it is much easier to use than those larger razors. I do prefer the weight of those larger razors. Like I definitely have to work a little bit harder with this for sure. It is pretty slick down there. I need something to grip. I do feel quite a bit more confident with this. It's pretty interesting going from pretty much, I mean, honestly, like other than this, the smallest razor I own is a 9/8. So it's interesting seeing the difference in my shaving ability after being used to that and then going to something smaller. Quite a bit easier. And I know Anthony warned me about these extra hollow grinds, but honestly, like I don't feel like it's like super aggressive. I feel like the I don't know, the giant razors to me, I have to be a lot more careful with. Like I don't have to try that hard with these, and I'm not like disrespecting anybody or saying that anyone's better or easier than other. I'm just saying like, I don't know, I feel like the lightness and the maneuverability of that blade along with that grind is just really intuitive. Don't have to think as much, at least for me. Got soap everywhere. The residual slickness on this stuff is pretty damn good. I haven't really talked about this knot much. It feels really nice. Obviously, this is my first use with it. It was a brand new knot. It was a high density fan knot that Leonidum offers. Brand new. And it's even though it's a 26 millimeters, this thing is huge. It blows my mind. I feel like the hand tied knots have really good displays. I've actually, aside from my turn and shave that I received for my birthday, I actually rid myself of all my knots that are not hand tied. I do notice, I don't really notice too much of a difference between the high quality hand tied knots, but I do see a huge difference between hand tied knots and non-hand tied knots. The flow through and the display, it's just much better, and the general just feel of the knot itself is something to be noticed. All right, it's so slick. I don't know if I mentioned it, but as soon as I bought this razor, I sent it to Max Sprecher to be honed. I send all my razors directly to Max. You can consider me a Max Sprecher fanboy. I am just all about Max's products and honing ability. I respect him as a person and as a professional. I respect his craft. All my customs will be from Max, and all my honing will also be from Max. Yeah, this is really easy to use, and I really appreciate that. I think that this is going to be my kind of go-to island straight. It makes me nervous to take my customs with me, so I'll probably use this out on the island. A little bit of irritation there. All right, time to use two hands so I don't pull a Ken Klitschko, huh? Too soon, Ken? That was an awesome, I'm glad you left that video up. That was the right call, man. Cool. Really good shade this morning. I have a little bit of irritation down here. I find that when I do like kind of repeat passes pretty aggressively, I get a little bit. Nothing too concerning, no cuts other than this little baby. Very, very solid shade this morning. Awesome. Now I look forward to trying this splash because what I found is usually the witch hazel based splashes perform better. I don't know why that is. But that's just what I found. Southern Witchcrafts, for example, just really performed really well. So let me rinse off my face and give that splash a shot. Great, awesome. All right, so Tallow and Steel Morikami Splash is a glass bottle. Man, this glare. All the ingredients are organic. It is witch hazel base. Let's go ahead and actually shake this up. Just like the soap, the percentages of the essential oils are actually on the label, so you can see just what you're using. It is a milky white kind of consistency. It has no transparency. It looks kind of like coconut milk to me. Yeah, this smells great. It smells like a mixture of a Florida grapefruit and yuzu. Well done. Very, very nice. Whew. Yeah. Great shade this morning. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. I know it's a little bit of a longer video. I just had a lot to talk about. Wanted to take it easy. It's like 5:30 in the morning. But yeah, just to kind of summarize, I use my Nichigi Diamond Hiyashi Swedish high steel razor. This is a vintage. It's about 50, 60 years old. Actually, I think it's a little bit older than that, but I got this off A-Frames Tokyo. If you're looking for a good vintage razor, that's a really good place to go. He's a really nice guy, has some good stuff on his site. But yeah, that was the razor this morning. My brush of choice this morning was my brand new Leonidum Nova. And this is a hand-tied Italian-based brush artisan who makes some really awesome stuff. If you're not familiar with his stuff, check out his website. Man, the things that he creates is like next level polished and finished. Like it's pretty beautiful, and I think they're pretty affordable for what you get. They start at like $180, $200 around. But yeah, I really like that knot. I look forward to giving it some more tries. And the splash that I used, of course, was the Morikami splash. This is in the glass bottle. This is witch hazel based. This was for the South Florida Wet Shavers meetup in Orlando back in June. And they did a really good job blending Japanese culture with the Florida vibe, being that George Morikami donated his farm to become a museum there. I think it's really cool and really thoughtful. But thank you very much for tuning in. I hope y'all got something out of this video. Please leave a comment below. And if you like this video, if you're still here, consider subscribing, okay? All right, y'all, I'm the Chief. Y'all have a great day.